what happened in the old days. It was all donkey work. There weren't machines. Everything was being hand-shaped with planers. And every now and again, you'd overshape a board and end up with this very thin little minute board, and Jordy would be hanging around at the age of 5, 6 and 7 at the factory, and he started drawing little templates on it and messing around. And that's how he kind of got involved in the surfing. I think being involved with shaping and boards and factories, it doesn't harm someone's career basically towards surfing and improving on their surfing, because they understand the dynamics of surfboards, you know. And with a lot of blanks being overshaped, Jordy would jump in and hack them around. And I mean, he was riding his little 4'7", under 10 in Durban on his own little board, and he won the SA Champs, you know, on his own little hand-shaped board. So he really understood what meant to be done with surfboards, you know, hanging in the factory from a young age.
Growing up for me, there was definitely a lot of development. I think I was really lucky as a kid, you know, to have my dad as a shaper. For me to be able to give him so much feedback all the time was incredible. It helped me, you know, leaps and bounds, you know, with my surfing career and how I enjoyed surfboards, you know, like every different surfboard, you know, whether it be a fish or a mini mal or longboard or shortboard, whatever it was, you know, they all had their different tunes. And I was really fortunate enough to be able to have each board, and you know, when I rode them, they played a different tune, and I was excited, you know. So every time I went surfing, whether it was a 1 or 5 foot, I was enjoying it. And you know, I think that's just it's a really good close relationship I have with my dad. And sometimes not always the best feedback, but you know, I think honest feedback's the best.
But we still keep drinking.
Today, all the surfers are like Formula One. You know, they got to have the equipment. The product has got to be highly tuned, super light. I mean, Jordy goes through most probably about 175 to 200 boards a year. So it gives you an idea, you know, you can break 3 or 4 boards in one day if they're undermanned twice, you know. And the fine tuning today, that's why the CNC machine allows you to mimic or clone 2 or 3 boards of exact the same dims, which is dimensions, you know. But through that process, Jordy's been able to pick up 2 or 3 boards, feel the feel of the board, and surf it and come back and say, let's change something on it, go to the machine, computer, and it's just done that easy on a press of a button, you know.
With my equipment this year, my boards especially, it's the first year that I've managed to stay on one board the whole year and not kind of chop and change. Yeah, years prior, I just would be jumping on new boards every single heat, and you don't really get to know your board, you know. They're kind of like relationships. You got to work through them. You got to get to know every aspect of that equipment, and I find that's what I'm doing. You know, I'm just knowing my equipment in every single kind of a condition, and it helps in my surfing. And yeah, I can just predict what I'm going to do when I'm going to do it. Every now and again when I come home, you know, for Christmas, I'll still have a little G-force underneath the tree, and you know, it makes me really proud, because to know where I've come from, and he's shaped everything, you know, from me growing up as a kid, and I guess that's the reason why I am where I am today.
The way surfing's going today, I'm really stoked to see how it's emerging, you know, into different areas. You know, they've got a great system going. It's all for the surfers, you know. The surfers are really looking at what they need and what's been in-house for them, you know, which I believe is going to be good for Jordy, you know. In wanting to win a world title, you know, you need to have the right locations, the right infrastructure, and I'm really excited to see that this is taking place.